One of the things that I've learned about myself is, and this is from my family, which I'm grateful for, I think, is, my sister, who has been a parishioner here for a while, she says, "Stephen, when you're sitting down in the sanctuary, you look angry, I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? Just go, like that's a little awkward and off-putting. Anyway, I say that because I'm a little tired today. So before people like, "Oh, Father, what's wrong? Are you okay?" Like, I'm just tired. Had a great day yesterday. Went to the Red Wings game with a parishioner, but just got back late. So all is good, But while I was with this parishioner at the Red Wings game, we were sitting in a restaurant before the game and just having a nice bite to eat, and my brother called me. Now, my brother texts me often, but he doesn't call often. So usually when he calls, I'm like, uh-oh, what's going on? And so I said to the parishioner, I said, "Oh, well, let me take this, just make sure everything's bueno." So I answer the phone, and my brother said, "He's back." I'm like, "Who's back, man?" I'm like, we wouldn't be excited about Voldemort. Who's back, right? He said, "Frank is back. Frank Ragnow." And then I was like, "Oh, dude, man, that's awesome." Then I got really excited. I lit up, and I'm like, "All right, well, I can't really enjoy this with you right now. I'm in Detroit. We're in a loud restaurant, and with a parishioner. I'm at a Red Wings game, but we'll talk tomorrow about it." But both very excited. But as I reflect on why we're excited, one thing, if you don't know anything about the Lions, I'll just say this about Frank Ragnow: you couldn't find a tougher, more selfless, more hardworking teammate or player on the Lions. And one of the things, when he retired young at 29 last summer. One of the reasons he retired is he's just been beat up. He's had a lot of injuries. He had a fractured throat. I don't know how you have a fractured throat, but he had a fractured throat, all these toe injuries, a toe that'll never be good. Anyway, that's getting too into the weeds of his injuries. The point is, he's been beat up. And so when he retired, honestly, I was understanding. Like, the man has literally sacrificed his body for the Lions. And so, honestly, when I heard the news, the first thing that I recognized is just the sacrifice it takes for Frank to come back. And then the other thing is the acknowledgement of the impact. You don't have to watch many Lions games this year. We're still great, but we needed a little bit more strength in the middle. Our center has been a little bit of a weakness. Graham Glasgow has been great, but our center has been a little bit of a problem. And so to get him back is a huge impact. And so just recognizing the sacrifice and acknowledging the impact led to great joy and enthusiasm from my brother and I. And I think there's something similar here in our gospel. Here we have these 10 lepers, and they've approached Jesus, and they asked to be healed, and then they're healed, and Jesus has done this awesome thing. Notice, all 10 of them recognize the gift. All 10 of them realize they've been healed. That's great, but it can't end there. It's got to move on. It's got to be deeper than just recognizing that they've been healed. One of them realizes, "Oh, Jesus did this." So not only did he recognize his healing, but he acknowledged who gave this to him, which is Jesus. And so with great enthusiasm and joy, what does he do? He returns to the Lord to give him thanks and praise. And brothers and sisters, that's what we're called to do in our spiritual lives. That's why this is such a beautiful feast day. It's a reminder, right? The Eucharistic liturgy, it's a liturgy of thanksgiving. We know this. The Eucharist means thanksgiving. And so this is the first reason, when people ask, why do I have to go to Mass every Sunday? It shouldn't be a have to. It should be this in the gospel. We should be just like that leper who, with great enthusiasm and joy, comes back and says, "Lord, I recognize your sacrifice for us. I acknowledge your impact in my life, and I'm joyful to come back to you and say thank you." That's the reason we come back. I also want to point out the other thing we're called to do. Yes, the number one thing we should learn from this gospel: recognize what Jesus has done, go back to him and say thanks. But the second thing is we should share that with others. You know, I would have found out eventually about Frank coming back. It was better to find out from my brother. Most people will find out, hopefully eventually, about Jesus. Might just be better from you. So just consider this morning, who are the people you're called to share the good news with? And above all, recognize the gift that Jesus has given you. And come back and acknowledge it and say, Lord, thank you. You have been so good to us and to me.